Hello! Today, your light rope video, Transformation for the Bold, is a recognition of a fundamental truth that we often overlook, and consequently we end up being discouraged when we don't need to be. And that is this: you get what you look for. It's as simple as that. You get what you look for. Now, in psychology and persuasion, we call this confirmation bias. A simple example is if you buy a particular car and you think, gee, I'm buying a car nobody has because I haven't hardly ever seen anyone drive these. And then suddenly you see them everywhere. It's like, everybody's driving these. And then, the joke is, gee, everybody followed my example, or whatever it is. That's actually called confirmation bias. And what that means is we tend to see things that reinforce our opinions and decisions. And so, if you're looking for something accidentally, like because you bought this particular car, you're sensitized to that, and then you will see more of them than you did otherwise, unless you're the only person that owns one, but probably you're not, and you will see them, and that's what that's called. The key I want to get to you today is you see and you get what you look for. Now, there's an old adage that says, seek and ye shall find. In a spiritual context, when you're looking for something, I think Jesus said that in the New Testament, ask and it shall be given, and all that sort of thing. It's true, and it's truer than maybe comfortable for us in life. We will get what we look for. So if you or I am angry about the day, and I think people are cheaters, and I think people are out to get me, and I will see that. I will find that. I will find circumstances that I interpret that way. Well, they're just trying to take advantage of me. They're just trying to take my money. This, and I'm getting what I look for, because the lens that I have on is one of everybody's a cheater. And so guess what? That's what I see as cheaters, and even things that could be easily interpreted many other ways, which, by the way, is almost everything. In fact, I would say everything can be interpreted lots of ways, but we will see it as a confirmation of what we believe. Now, that drives me to another point, another piece of this, and that is there's a saying that is attributed to the Talmud, which I don't know if that's exactly right or not, but let's just say it is. The Talmud is an ancient book of scripture, I think, in the Jewish tradition, that says we do not see life as it is, but we see life as we are. Well, that's both shocking and not shocking. The shocking part is if we think everybody's a crook, that means I'm a crook. If I think everybody's out to get me, that means I'm out to get them. That's one way to interpret that. But if you think about just the meaning, I see life the way I am, it's not possible for me to see it another way. The only eyes I have are mine. My eyes and my interpretational dynamic in my head are colored by my experiences. They must be. They cannot be colored by someone else's, right? So I see things the way I am because I must. I can only see them the way I am with my set of filters and experiences and biases and thoughts and presuppositions and predispositions and all of those kinds of things. So to say you see the life the way you are, not the way it is, I don't interpret that as a negative or insulting thing at all, and some do. I interpret it as a glorious, liberating truth. And here's a couple of reasons. Number one, it's great to know that what I see probably isn't exactly the way things are anyway. In other words, I'm probably wrong. It's not like I'm seeing it because it's colored through the lens of my experience and my thoughts and my expectations and so forth. So everything that I see is colored through that lens. That's liberating for me because that leaves room for all kinds of other possibilities. If someone says something to me and my first inclination is to think they were insulting me, speaking badly about me, that will come, not may, it will come as a result of my biases and thoughts and feelings. If I realize, that's there because of my biases, thoughts, and feelings, and then think to ask the next question, which is, what else could that be? What else could that mean? What else is possible? That begins a dialogue of extreme power and beauty, which is, something else might be going on here. So the point is, you see things the way you are. So do I. So if you find yourself looking at other people thinking they're wonderful, good, looking to help you, then that has a high likelihood of meaning that you view life that way, and that's good. On the other hand, if you think people are out to get you and everybody's a crook trying to get in your wallet, you might want to look at your own inclinations. Are you running your business grasping for money, trying to get a sale at any cost? And all of the ways that can play out. So that is a truth that is both, it's liberating and encouraging for me, because then I realize however I saw it's probably wrong, and that leaves wide open the room for interpretation. And then it causes me a lot of times to stop, to pause and think, why do I think that? And then the next step, which is what's going on in my life, that is my interpretation of this situation. Okay, so let's go back to the premise, which is you get what you look for. If you don't ask those next, second, and third, and fourth questions, and you operate on your first bias and assumption, then the world will continue to show up for you the way that you expect it to, because you will attract to you people who are cheating and taking things away and trying to get you to spend money on useless stuff. You will attract the situations and circumstances and people that are fulfilling the very thing you are worried about. That's the negative side. The positive side is that if you choose to change your language and your expectation, life is great. It is beautiful. Things will happen to me today that move me forward. I know it. I expect that I can trust this person. This will be a good idea. I can do this. Not, well, it'll probably be like the last one. If you make the effort to change that within yourself and create a positive outlook and a positive set of expectations, my nose itches, sorry. My own personal experience has taught me that those positive expectations are fulfilled over and over again. And the more I do it, it seems to become a self-reinforcing loop of excitement. And the more I look for good, the more I find it. And the more I find it, the more I want to look for it. The more I look for ways to serve, the more of them I find. The more I look for more substantial ways to serve, the more of them I find. The more of them I find, the more I can give. The more I can give, the more excited I get about it. And the more excited I get about it, and the more I give, the more money I make. Because when I focus, and this is my truth, I know this is true, it happens all the time, when I focus on how much I can serve and give, the money part just comes. I get opportunities to make cash, and people pay me for stuff. So you get what you look for. How do you know what you're looking for? Look at your language, look at your attitudes, look at your expectations. And if they don't feel good, change them. Change an attitude, change an expectation, change what you believe the opportunities are. Look for growth. Look for something positive. Look for honest, capable, good, helping people. You will find them, because the truth is you get what you look for.